Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston and it is our weekly I Ching overview for the week commencing the 6th of June 2022, our first full into June episode. Looking back at last week at this wonderful energy of the cauldron of the double toil and trouble without the toil and trouble, just lots of bubbling and lots of energy and lots of transformation. As we use this idea of the sacred vessel, of this image of the cauldron as a means to understand the transformation and the magic that we are consciously creating, that we are transforming through our little spells we were putting in there to manifest something important. And of course, with that, we had the promise of the opportunity to tap into the wealth that is all around us, the wealth in people, in our resources, in our thinking, in our vision, and of course the financial wealth that we often think of when we think of wealth. So please do share. What was the wealth you tapped into last week? What was the cauldron? What happened? What was the transformational insight that you had around you as the vessel? I spoke about this deeper idea of thinking about you as the vessel and what are the magical incantations we're putting in. What are you creating? What are you manifesting through your thoughts, through your love and your sacrifice of time and effort to really transform and to feed the tribe through the meal, the sacred meal? All right, so let's have a look at this week. What are we being asked to pay attention to? And it's a week for strength. Okay, so we have hexagram 34, great strength or great power. And it is a hexagram where our energy is wanting to assert itself. The symbol of this hexagram is the ram. Hexagram, okay? Hexagram. The ram that is wanting to push through the hedge and bash through the energy. Very Aries energy. Maybe there's some Aries things happening for those of you who follow astrology. So this idea of this ram energy pushing through the hedge and pushing through obstruction and pushing through the things that it is wanting to do and asserting itself. Okay. Now, we tend in life to have three groups of people. We have people who love using their power over other people, makes them feel more powerful, right? Ego is in this category. Putting other people down or one-upmanship or disempowering others so you can feel more powerful. It's the abuse of power. It hurts people when we are overstrong, where we push our agenda, where we push other people, where we force a way through the hedge. Okay, we overdo the power. Then we have the extreme. We have those who do not push their power even when they should. All right? In this category, we see things like low self-esteem, okay, a low sense of personal control over your life, of feeling the victim. Okay, so victim might be sitting in this one, the other one might be bully or persecutor, right? Feeling the victim. Feel like you don't have power to change things. You don't have power over your life or over the people. You are less than. You just don't have the oomph and the doomph, right? So that's the second category. And then the third category is somewhere in between. We have a very positive, powerful sense of self. We are confident, but we also understand that our power can hurt. And we know when to pull back and when to go forward. And we have an ability of using power like we drive a motor vehicle, where we know how to control it and how to work with the power of the vehicle that we're in order to get to the right and highest place. Overdoing our power is out of principle. Disempowering ourselves and staying in a victim consciousness is out of principle. It's not the highest we can do either. It is not a badge of achievement. Where we go is we go in the middle. Okay, we walk the middle path. We're in our power and we look after the power of those around us. So this week we are being given permission to use our power. Now, it's our choice. How do we do that? And do we know when our power is strong? Too strong for the moment. I'm sure you've all gone to shake someone's hand, and I will say that it's probably usually when you're shaking a male's hand because they tend to be physically strong and it's like bone crunching. Okay, that person hasn't learned to be gentle with their power. They are powerful. They could break your hand if they wanted to. But why would they do that? And they take your hand gently and they use their power gently. Right? That's the idea we want to work with. We must take the power this week, and we must also understand when we are pushing too hard with an agenda that we hurt others, and most importantly, we hurt ourselves. Okay, so please be in your highest power this week. Step into the power. We are being told that if we put our idea between one focused central vision, we put ourselves, we put our energy, we put our idea right in front, right? And we put our power behind it, we can achieve miracles this week. We can't hurt others, okay? We can't overdo it and we can't underdo it. But we have the opportunity to do something powerful because we have used our power. Of realizing perhaps that we have power in a situation that we didn't realize we had. So just be open to how this hexagram is coming to kiss your life this week, all right? To bring you that blessing, bring you that insight, and open up the doors for you. Now we have two changing lines in the second and the third position, all right? Second and fifth position lines tend to be quite stable and good changing lines, if we're going to put a judgment over lines, okay? And changing line 3, as I mentioned before, is in the crossing the chasm phase. 3 to 4, we're crossing over from the bottom trigram to the top trigram. So it can be a little iffy. So let's have a look at changing line in the second position. This one says, go for it. Take the power. Okay. Go for it. Be the Jedi Knight. And we've been given permission to drive forward. So as we start off this week, there's something where what the change drive is saying is drive on. Okay, do it. Go for it. Use your power to go in a particular direction. The second changing line, and this is where it gets confusing with the changing lines, the second one says, use strategy, not force. Okay. So I think often of my son when we play Catan, if you ever played Catan, and if you have, you'll know there's this one card called the longest road. And if you get so many little blocks in a stripe or connected, you get this longest road card, which gives you extra points. And my son, when he sees that someone else wants this longest road, it just consumes him. There is no strategy. He just wants to get this longest road card. And he will do whatever it takes, even if it will destroy his game, to get this card. Okay. And of course, we were trying to highlight in this process that actually maybe that's not your strategy this game. Maybe that's not going to get you to a winning set of points. Maybe your route is through other ways. And so I think of this example of, like you just go into total crazy mode. Think about a ram who's gone crazy, right? And this ram just wants to go crazy like a bull. And no matter what, that bull wants that red shirt, right? My red shirt maybe. That bull wants it. The ram just goes crazy in the eyes and just wants to kind of knock you over. It's that kind of idea, is that we can get so obsessed with pushing something in a particular way that we forget that overdoes our strength and we then lose our game. And it hurts us, right? It causes us difficulties. So the second changing line in the third position says it's time to use strategy, to think 5-10 steps in advance, like you're playing a chess game. You're not bashing through the pieces and trying to kind of go as quickly as you can to get the king. You are maneuvering. You're going in a process, right, of taking steps to get and use strategy to get where you want to go. Okay, so when we have two lines that seem to be conflicting, one says drive forward. The next one says use strategy. Don't force it. How do you know how to work with that? Okay, and it does get very, very tricky. So I would give you this thing to think about, right? Option 1, both lines are related to the same issue, but they trigger off at different times throughout the week. So your first changing line is likely to trigger first, and your second changing line towards the latter half of the week. So use that as a timing sequence. So we start the week, we drive on, and then we have to kick into some more strategy when we have an obstacle. Okay, so instead of bashing through the obstacle, is finds a way of using strategy to get around it. Okay. Or there could be two different issues. One says drive on with this thing, and the other one says strategy is required. And you've got to pay attention to your own process and what's going on for you in your business, in your life at this time, and work with those changing lines accordingly. Okay, interesting. Drive on, use strategy, don't force it. Okay, our outcome hexagram for this week is hexagram 51, shock. All right, so we had this a few weeks ago, and it was rather shocking. Things just happened out of the blue that were really unexpected. And so this hexagram is a doubling of thunder, right? Thunder on the bottom, thunder on the top. And it is the surge of power, okay, the surge of lightning and thunder cracking open the sky, getting our attention, drawing us to what is happening, shaking things up, clearing the air, getting us all excited and worried, and then realizing that we're fine. So this idea of this hexagram is really about how it brings rapid change. Okay, unexpected news, unexpected twists and turns in the path, the story pivots, unexpected things come out of the woodwork, and it's all about helping us to clear the air, helping to diffuse the buildup of static electricity by this big lightning bolt just kind of clears out the air, not just of, rain and moisture, but also the static energy that's stuck, right? So wherever we are stuck, hexagram 51 comes to release us. It comes to shift things out and open and on, right? And so it shakes things up. How we work with this hexagram is that despite things happening all around us, unexpected things popping out, lightning bolts and thunder and all kinds of activities, no matter what might come out of the woodwork or what might emerge, is to not lose sight on what we are doing. I've spoken before about you carrying this kind of little special egg on a spoon, okay, or a little special ceremonial cup, right, that's got wine in it. And despite all this activity, we can't drop it. We can't let it spill. We have to carry on what it is that we are carrying, what we are doing, what we are looking after, the precious thing that's in our care. So our strategy for this week is to get to grips with our power, understand, are we on the camp of overdoing the power? Are we underdoing the power and in victim, or are we in the middle? As we work with this week, we need to drive forward and use our power, but we also have to realize when strategy is much better suited for the situation in hand. And as the shakeups happen around us, we just go with the flow. We don't get hysterical. We don't lose our minds. We just say, okay, what must I do today? Okay, I must carry the egg. I must carry the egg. Just do the thing that you are meant to do, the thing that you are responsible for. Keep on honoring your responsibilities and showing up every day. That's what you have to do. That's how we let the energy of hexagram 51 shock relieve us of stuck energy, but also not frightening us into inaction or terror, because change can seem terrifying, but it's good for us. All right, so please do have a wonderful week. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon if you are new to the channel so you get a new episode straight into your app. Join us on the podcast if you're into podcasts, and I'll see you on the socials. And of course, I'll see you back here for our next weekly overview very soon.